From the depths of time, echoes of lost civilizations call to us. We seek them in the dust and ruins, searching for a foundation upon which to understand our present. But what happens when the past speaks in a language we do not expect? When an artifact emerges that is not a missing piece of the puzzle, but a fragment from an entirely different picture, one that threatens to shatter the very frame of our accepted history. A manuscript emerges from the shadows of antiquity, its pages whispering a story 1,500 years old. It is a Bible, written not in Greek or Latin, but in Aramaic, the language of Christ himself. For centuries, the modern Bible has been understood as a curated collection, a canon assembled from Gospels and epistles, while other contemporary texts were deliberately excluded. But this discovery does not merely add a new voice, it sings a different song entirely. Within its bindings, it proclaims that Jesus was never crucified. It asserts that he was a mortal prophet whose divine mission was not to die for humanity's sins, but to herald the coming of another, the Prophet Muhammad, 700 years later. This version of events, aligning more closely with the foundations of Islam, presents a profound challenge. It is little wonder the Vatican has shown scant interest in this text. It does not simply question a chapter of the story, it threatens the very bedrock upon which a global faith was built. While some discoveries challenge the narratives of faith, others force us to rewrite the history of human capability. From the mists of England's Bronze Age, a weapon is unearthed. Not a crude tool of war, but a sword of astonishing sophistication. For years, its discovery caused a stir among researchers, its intricate craftsmanship suggesting a level of technology previously thought impossible for the era. This was not the work of primitive artisans. It was a testament to forgotten mastery, evidence that the warriors of the Bronze Age possessed a technical and martial discipline far beyond our assumptions. The sword shatters the preconceived notion of a brutish past, replacing it with a vision of highly skilled craftsmen and dedicated soldiers, their lives honed by the deadly arts of metallurgy and combat. And sometimes, history reveals itself not in the clash of swords or the conflict of doctrine, but in the quiet spaces hidden just beyond our view. The Western Wall of Jerusalem, a site of profound spiritual gravity, a focal point of prayer and pilgrimage for centuries. Here, archaeologists, probing the layers of time, have uncovered something extraordinary. Behind a Byzantine-era mosaic, a secret lay dormant for 1,600 years. A complex of 3 hidden rooms. They were not grand halls or royal chambers, but intimate courtyards. Within their niches, archaeologists found the humble artifacts of daily life, clay pots, oil lamps, and simple tableware. These rooms offer a silent glimpse into the lives lived in the shadow of monumental history, a reminder that beneath the grand narrative of empires and religions, ordinary people sought shelter, shared meals, and passed their days. These artifacts are more than relics of a forgotten time. They are profound and unsettling questions, cast in stone and metal and ink. They remind us that the story of humanity is not a closed book, but a living text, constantly being revised with each new discovery. The earth holds its secrets tightly, surrendering them one fragment at a time, leaving us to forever question who we were and what we might yet become. Beneath the sun-scorched earth of Jerusalem, a small, silent structure holds its secrets. Its precise purpose remains an enigma, a puzzle lost to the memory of its builders. Scholars speculate it was once tied to the sacred heart of the city, perhaps a forgotten artery connected to the Temple Mount itself. But it is only one of countless such mysteries. Below the bustling streets, an untold number of places lie dormant, sealed by centuries of construction, buried by the relentless accumulation of time. In the historic heartland of Turkey, ancient legends speak of a great dragon, a creature of terror whose remains, it was said, were returned to the earth. For generations, since the 13th century, this was mere folklore. But in the region of Harput, excavations unearthed a reality stranger than fiction. A stone formation stretching over 250 square meters that, when viewed from above, bears an uncanny resemblance to a mythical beast. Local tradition holds that the creature was imprisoned within the rock by prayer. While science has yet to confirm the origins of this geological anomaly, the stone has breathed new life into an ancient tale, blurring the line where myth ends and the earth begins. For one amateur historian in England, fortune struck on just his third day with a metal detector. Buried shallow in a quiet field, a glint of metal revealed a stunning artifact. What he first dismissed as a Victorian trinket soon proved to be a masterfully crafted brooch 1,000 years old in a state of remarkable preservation. But as researchers celebrated the find, a crippling problem emerged. The farmer, the owner of the land, had recently resurfaced the field with a layer of earth from an unknown source. With its original context lost, the brooch is an orphan of history. Experts now concede that tracing its journey may be an impossible task, a priceless clue to the past, forever severed from its story. Progress sometimes unearths a deeper past. During the construction of a new airport in Mexico, workers stumbled upon something colossal. Just 12 kilometers from the planned runways, a massive boneyard was emerging from the soil. The remains of 60 mammoths were identified at first, but the number has since climbed to some 200 skeletons, with countless more bones yet to be counted. It is a prehistoric cemetery of unimaginable scale, the floor of an ancient lake where herds of giants met their end. While human activity is known to have contributed to their extinction, this single catastrophic site may hold the key to another theory, a story that will take years to excavate, one bone at a time. But the earth does not only hold the secrets of ancient beasts and forgotten kingdoms. Sometimes it returns to us artifacts of a darkness of our own making. A photo album, bound not in leather, but in human skin. The atrocities and crimes of the Nazi regime are so numerous, so profound, that they defy simple kata, a silent witness to a capacity for cruelty that history must never be allowed to forget. From the sacred soil of Jerusalem to the fossilized myths of Turkey, from a lost treasure in an English field to a graveyard of titans in Mexico, the ground beneath our feet is a library of forgotten stories. Each discovery is a conversation with what came before, a reminder that history is not a static account, but a living presence, waiting. And in these fragments, of stone, of metal, of bone, we find not only the tales of a world that once was, but the unsettling and often profound reflection of ourselves. Some objects are silent witnesses to deeds so monstrous they defy language. At a Polish market, a collector stumbled upon one such relic, a photo album, unremarkable at first glance, but for the faint traces of tattoos on its cover, the presence of human hair, and a uniquely unsettling odor. The artifact was taken to the research center at the Auschwitz-Birkenau Memorial and Museum. There, scientific analysis delivered a chilling confirmation. The binding was not leather, it was human skin. Evidence suggests the victim, or victims, were prisoners of Buchenwald, one of the earliest and most infamous concentration camps established by the Nazi regime. While the identity of the artisan remains unconfirmed, grim historical accounts point toward the wife of the camp's commandant, a woman known for her sadistic fascination with tattooed inmates. The investigation continues, but the album has already delivered its testimony. A quiet yet deafening scream from a past we dare not forget. History, however, does not only resurface through acts of depravity. Sometimes it emerges from the slow, inexorable processes of the planet itself. In the mountains of Norway, a cynical silver lining has appeared in the crisis of climate change. As ancient glaciers retreat, they are surrendering the secrets they have held frozen for millennia. On a forgotten mountain pass, archaeologists have recovered a leather glove, a broken walking stick, and a wooden whip, intimate possessions of a traveler who walked this path some 1,700 years ago. The trail, once a vital artery for Viking culture, is re-emerging. Locked in the permafrost, these artifacts were perfectly preserved, offering a tangible connection to a lost world. With every inch of melting ice, in Norway and across the globe, the Earth is opening its own museum, revealing more of our story, even as we write a precarious new chapter for ourselves. The deep past offers up its own profound mysteries. Encased in stone for 80 million years, a fossil from the ancient seabed has revealed something thought impossible. Scientists examining the specimen discovered what they believe to be exquisitely preserved cellular structures. These microscopic spheres, formed from carbon, bear a striking resemblance to what are known as Buckminster fullerenes, a molecular form previously believed not to exist in living organisms. This find challenges our fundamental assumptions about biological architecture and the limits of fossilization. It suggests that even after an unimaginable gulf of time, the very building blocks of life can endure, holding clues to how movement and complexity first took root on our world. And sometimes the past speaks not in grand gestures, but in a simple human whisper. Along the northern frontier of the Roman Empire, Hadrian's Wall once stood as the line between order and the unknown. At the fort of Vindolanda, a site famous for preserving organic materials, archaeologists have unearthed countless leather boots and pieces of legionary equipment. But a recent discovery was of a different nature entirely. Carved from a scrap of hide was a tiny, perfect mouse. This was not a tool of war or a piece of armor, but an idol creation, a moment of artistry from a soldier stationed at the edge of the world. The irony is poignant. In a place where real mice were undoubtedly a constant pest, one legionary chose to immortalize one, perhaps as a joke, a child's toy, or a simple charm against the crushing boredom of the frontier. From the unspeakable to the mundane, these fragments are more than mere artifacts. They are echoes of individual lives, of vast natural cycles, of the very origins of existence. They prove that nothing is ever truly lost, but merely waiting in the earth, in the ice, in the stone, for the moment to surface and remind us of who we were and what we have become. They were, by all accounts, a plague upon the settlement, a constant source of strife in the daily struggle for survival. And yet, herein lies the evidence of a profound contradiction, a testament that even in those times, people perceived a certain charm in the form and appearance of these small animals. These are but a few of the curious and significant discoveries of recent years. All across the world, the Earth continues to surrender its secrets, each one compelling us to reconsider what we know of our own history. For every artifact unearthed does more than shift our understanding of the past. It reveals the enduring complexities of the human spirit, reminding us that the story of who we are is forever being written and rewritten, one discovery at a time.